America is back. That's the phrase used by President Trump as he addressed a joint session of the United States Congress for the first time since he returned to the White House. In a speech which was the longest a president has ever given to Congress, Donald Trump said America was on the brink of an unprecedented comeback. On trade, he confirmed that from next month, reciprocal trade tariffs will come into force against several nations. And the president also announced a crackdown on criminal gangs and immigrants, promising what he called the largest deportation in American history. From Washington, Nomia Iqbal reports.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
This was President Donald Trump's moment to boast.
America is back. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
He praised all the domestic actions he has taken so far on immigration.
And I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country.
And spending cuts.
We are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
He spent a long time praising his close ally, the unelected tech billionaire Elon Musk.
Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much.
Who he's appointed to reduce government spending and boost the US's space ambitions. In a key moment, Donald Trump reached out to Ukraine's President Zelensky after days of criticizing him.
It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing. It's time to end this senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides.
It's after Mr. Zelensky made a statement saying he wanted to move forward.
We've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Mr. Trump also repeated his trade war threats.
If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one.
President Trump looks and sounds like he did in his first term, but this time he's more experienced and emboldened. This speech really underlines just the blitz of action he's taken since his return to the White House. He's really testing the boundaries of his power and creating confusion, leaving Democrats unsure how to react. Many of them brought signs. Some said nothing as he taunted them. One Democrat was kicked out after heckling. President Trump arrived here as polls suggest Americans are split on the start of his second term. He can't run again, giving him 4 years to deliver on those big, bold promises.
The golden age of America has only just begun.
Nomia Iqbal, BBC News, Washington.
Let's get more analysis of that speech. Our correspondent Helena Humphrey watched it all from Capitol Hill.
That longest of the joint addresses to Congress there in history. Donald Trump essentially taking to the stage, taking a victory lap, I think it's fair to say. This isn't strictly speaking a State of the Union speech, but nevertheless, Donald Trump certainly used it as an opportunity to tout what he saw as a long list of achievements in those at times frenetic 6 weeks back in the White House. He came on to that podium saying, America is back. He then started by touching on some of those well-worn themes that we had heard on the campaign trail when it comes to culture war issues, for example, saying that he had ended diversity, equity and inclusion programs, not just, he said, in the government, but with it also now spreading to the private sector. He then referenced the work of the Department of Governmental Efficiency, that initiative, of course, headed by the unelected billionaire Elon Musk, who was there in the audience, who stood up and was applauded by Republican lawmakers there in the chamber, who said for any of those federal workers who had been mandated to return to the office and did not do so, they could stand to lose their jobs. Worth pointing out that Democrats had also invited in the audience some of those tens of thousands of federal employees who we know have already been laid off through that initiative.